Are you the quantum mechanics?
Yes, we are the Quantum Mechanics, the paranormal podcast for the believers, the doubters, and everybody in between.
I've been doing a weird thing this week.
Okay.
I've been slightly transforming the. Do you remember the Coca-Cola ad for Christmas? Holidays are coming.
Oh, yeah, with the truck.
Yeah. I've been singing that, but going, Halloween's are coming. Halloween's are coming. I don't know why, but I have.
Well, no, that's... I mean, you get an earworm.
Yeah.
Halloween is coming.
I saw a thing on the news about how commercially Halloween has gone big time. That people are now turning it into Halloween season rather than Halloween night.
When I was a kid, my mum tried to persuade me to hollow out a Swede.
Right.
I don't know if we were too poor not to have pumpkins, but...
That's not a very nice thing to do to your Scandinavian neighbour.
Oh, the amount of times I've hollowed out a Swede in my time.
But they... Well, part of this piece I saw, this news piece, was miniature pumpkins are the big thing now.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, because I think they're a little bit cheaper. And
Tiny gourds.
Yeah, tiny gourds, and they don't take up as much space and time. Probably easier to carve as well if you carve them. Yeah. So you were onto something. You were a trendsetter with the Swede.
With my Swede.
I think though, I could be making this up, but I think in ye oldie days, you could use things like turnips, couldn't you? Because we didn't have pumpkins.
You could use turnips.
I think turnips were the first gory gourd.
Yes, yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I don't. None of this was in existence when I was at school. There wasn't even. I don't remember people dressing up to go trick or treating. I think they just went round the neighbourhood collecting like free Mars bars, and that was that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, that's evolved into us in front of a room full of people attempting to impress them on the Halloween hangover. Yeah,
which is the day after Halloween. We're going to be doing that. That'll be fun. So that'll be out just after Halloween has gone. So
we'll bring you the highlights.
Yeah, that'll be our next episode if it all goes smoothly, will it not? One after this one.
Yes, it will be. Yes. Blimey, I better get some sleep.
Yeah, do some work. Well, it's Halloween week this week, as we were just discussing, which got me thinking, Ben, about the movies I like to watch over Halloween. And although, maybe this is where I'm getting my Halloween's a coming thing, because although it's set at Christmas, I always dig out Gremlins for Halloween.
Oh, yeah,
I love watching Gremlins. And maybe that thought shaped what I want to talk about today. To get us into the episode, Ben, I want to play you a quick clip. Actually, it's a TV advert from the late 1990s. Have a listen to this.
What's that? Me up. It's my Furby.
Furby loves you, lavender.
Tickle me.
Furby, the first gigapet
Oh,
you pet.
go ahead. Pet me.
Teach to say her name.
Me, Noodle.
Play games.
Peek-a-boo.
And love you back.
Uh-oh. Achoo. Your Furby sneezed. Achoo. And gave mine a cold.
Furby loves you, lavender.
Me love you.
So can you guess what we're going to talk about today, Ben?
Lincoln Castle. Now, I bought one of these. In fact, my girlfriend and I bought each other one in about
you had
1990.
I was going to ask you that, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
So one of the first wave, they came out in 1998. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, we got them for Christmas. The big things there, and we weren't 9. We were in our 20s.
Yeah.
But it seemed like the big thing to get, because the other one was a Tickle Me Elmo.
Right.
And the Tickle Me Elmos had all sold out, and we sort of mutually agreed that we would get a Furby because I'd always enjoyed... Do you remember the Tomy robots of the 80s? They were like remote control.
Yeah.
I had one of those, and I was always a bit disappointed that it was not autonomous. And getting a Furby, it felt like you were getting like a little pet.
Right.
And because they could communicate with infrared from... I think there was a thing in between their eyes. So if you turn them to each other, they would interact.
Yeah.
And it kept us massively entertained until about 6 p.m. on Christmas Day.
And then you just gave it up.
Oh, feed me.
So did you have any weirdness with your Furby, or was it all as expected for your little interactive toy?
No weirdness.
Well, today we are going to talk about that children's toy known as the Furby. So, yeah, it's a weird interactive toy that unintentionally terrified pre- and post-millennium kids and launched a wave of strange conspiracy theories. So that's what we're going to...
I didn't even know there was a conspiracy theory about the Furbies.
Not just one, Ben. There are multiple.
Oh.
So, yes. So if you don't know what a Furby is, let me give you a bit of background. The Furby toy debuted in 1998. And so you must have been an early adopter, really.
I was an early adopter, yeah.
It was created by Tiger Electronics, which is a subsidiary of Hasbro, and it quickly became a cultural phenomenon. Billed as a robotic interactive pet, Furby combined pre-programmed phrases with a learning capability that grew its own language, Furbish.
Oh, yeah.
While gradually it started to pick up English through interaction with its owners. Its distinctive design, it was a fuzzy owl-like creature with large eyes and ears, paired with responsive sound, movement, and hunger and sleep cycles. Do you remember that?
That's why I got bored of it, because you had to press its tongue when it was hungry.
Right. Well, there was a bit of a tidal wave of demand that led to long lines at toy stores and even some of those buying frenzies you kind of see in the movies and people kind of running down aisles desperately trying to get the last one on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. Now, the original Furby success helped popularise a broader trend of smart toys that could adapt to players' actions and foster a playful sense of companionship. But in a way, Furby was really the groundbreaking toy that made that happen, the original Furby in 1998. Over the years, Furby has evolved through multiple generations and revivals, each introducing new features and languages while preserving that core idea of a curious learning companion. Other milestones included Furby Babies, which introduced smaller infant-like versions that had their own development quirks. Later came Furby Boom, which offered app-based interaction and more advanced personality traits, and collaborations tied to popular franchise that expanded Furby's appeal to a new audience. So the brand also faced competition from the interactive toy market, but Furby's charm, its evolving speech, expressive eyes and learning behaviour has kept it a recognisable icon in both nostalgia-driven revivals and ongoing product lines. So it's still, popular. Now, I don't know about you, Ben. I always thought that they looked like Mogwai Gizmo from the Gremlins.
Yeah,
movie,
definitely.
the cute one.
I'm sure the designer had seen that.
Well, in fact, many people did believe the toy was based on the movie creature. Even Warner Brothers, who own the rights to the Gremlin movie franchise.
Oh, was there a bit of court action?
Well, this is where this is a mini conspiracy. It's alleged they sued the makers of the toy, stating they took the likeness of the character we all know and love as Gizmo. It's reported that the case was settled out of court in 1998, with the toy manufacturer allegedly paying Warner Brothers an undisclosed seven-figure sum and agreeing to make changes to the design. And when I say it's a mini conspiracy, well, that's what's believed to have happened, though publicly both companies deny there was a lawsuit. Perhaps because the two companies, Hasbro and Tiger Electronics, then went on to release a limited edition interactive Gizmo toy a couple of years later.
Oh, that must have been an awkward meeting.
Yeah.
I've got an email from, those guys that we paid an undisclosed seven-figure sum to?
Yeah.
His company's put 2 kisses on the email.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if that was part of the agreement that no further legal action. Sounds like it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So there were these Gizmo limited edition, if limited edition is, there was 250,000 of these made. And if you have one in perfect condition still in its box, it could be worth around £500.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, before we get onto the horror stories and many conspiracies relating to this fluffy interactive toy, Ben, should we have some random facts?
Oh, it's that time again.
So again, press that button, baby. So early Furby toys learned to speak by listening, forming their own language called Furbish, before gradually adopting English phrases. The more you played with the Furby, the longer it would speak in Furbish, then mix in English. I guess like a furry little sponge. If you fed a Furby imaginary food or rocked it, it would dream and its eyes would glow differently. Did you know, Ben, you could have done this? You can rename a Furby by pressing its sensor button in a special sequence, effectively changing its identity.
I did, yeah.
Furby's eyes change colour and size to reflect its mood, from happy to sleepy to angry. Did you ever make yours angry?
Only by not feeding it enough.
Right.
And it's it's such a pain in the bum because you're in the middle of watching something on telly and it's like hungry. Take the batteries out.
Well, early Furby slang included what they call battery whispering. The toy could seem like it was whispering to itself when batteries were low. Some Furby models could secretly exchange data with other Furby units via encoded sound, not Bluetooth, more like proximity chatter. So that's kind of what you were describing earlier, right?
Yeah, I thought it was infrared, but they could do it audibly as well.
This is what I found. Don't know if that's completely the truth. Did you find the dance party or music mode?
Yes.
You did? Triggered by a specific button combo making Furbies dance to the beat. Like a couple of ravers. That must have been fun to see your two little Furbies raving away.
Well, it's because some other people at work had them and they had spent considerably more time understanding how they worked. So we had, I don't know, maybe 10 Furbies dancing at once.
Right. Well, if neglected, a Furby would start sounding more repetitive and standoffish, mimicking a moody teenager.
Oh.
Was yours a moody teenager?
No. It was often batteryless after Boxing Day.
They're my random facts. They weren't as random as I was hoping, but there's some good ones.
They're not random, but they are interesting because I imagine these are going to come up during the conspiracies because some of these will be offered as explanations for things that may have happened.
Yeah. And also I'm going to come on a little bit later to some of the known bugs that were associated with the early Furbies as well, which may also tie into what we're about to talk about now.
I do hope some of them got possessed, though. I hope this is the way we're going.
Yeah. Well, the idea of an interactive talking toy that reacts to its owners doesn't seem that groundbreaking today, but as we said, in the late 90s, it was revolutionary. Now, I am sure many, if not most, Furby owners had hours of pleasure and enjoyment from their mechanical furry toy pets. But for many, having a Furby around was a traumatic experience. And not just because they look like something from Westworld or the Terminator if you remove their fur. I think you've got to do serious damage to it to remove its fur. But do a little Google. If you see one without its fur, it is actually quite terrifying.
Oh, I'd hate that because, I don't know, I still felt a sense of... That's why I took the batteries out. Because you can't really ignore it being hungry, even though you know it's just a motor.
Right. Well, I've got some chilling stories on Reddit from people who had Furby toys as a kid. Should we go through some of those? Because some of these are amazing.
Hungry?
This one is from Kangry Nasty. They said...
Kangaroo Nasty?
Kangry Nasty.
Kangry Nasty, okay. That sounds like a rapper.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Hey,
Kangry Nasty. Kangry Nasty, oh, okay.
Well, they say, I bought one and somebody bumped it off the table. After we set it up again, it only spoke in a demonic, backward English-sounding devil voice. It also functioned without batteries during the middle of the night. Horrifying.
Oh, come on. Did it?
Well, this is a regular theme that comes from Furby owners. This encounter from Derahu. In elementary school, I was invited to a sleepover at my friend Sally's for her birthday. There were quite a few girls going, and we were told everyone was going to sleep in the family room, and somehow I scored the couch. Now, Sally loved Furbies, and above the couch was a shelf dedicated to them. There are a ton of Furbies in different shapes, sizes, and colours on that shelf. So the party goes okay, everyone gets ready for bed, and I got comfortable on the couch. Fast forward a few hours, everybody is dead asleep, I myself am in a nice deep sleep. Suddenly, the shelf breaks, the wooden part falling behind the couch, while the Furbies rain down on my sleeping form.
Oh, okay.
Activated by whatever activates Furbies, movement, sound, whatever, they come alive. I'm awoken by a horde of Furbies all over me, talking and moving and looking at me.
Oh, yeah, okay. That is a rude awakening.
I eventually recovered from the night, but I had nightmares for years afterwards, so I'm not surprised. Can you imagine waking up to that?
Oh, I mean, the shelf breaking is bad enough, but yeah, having all of those things. Hello, eat me, feed me.
You can just see it, can't you? This one from Pedika. I got one for my housebound aunt the year they came out. She passed away and it came back home to me as a memento. It will not stay put away or without batteries for more than a month or so. It refuses to be ignored like a creature from an episode of The Twilight Zone. Somehow, it talks people in my life into finding it in boxes, closets, basements, storage lockers, etc. Thanks to my 5-year-old and the dog, it is currently laying in the corner of my living room, gibbering as I type this. In the future, I'll be living in a padded room with a piece of filthy fake fur repeatedly telling me that I am boring, and that'll be my only companion. I like that one a lot. Well, this idea that they keep working, talking and moving after their batteries have run out, or even after batteries are removed, it is a recurring theme in stories about Furby ownership. Here is one from Schmixel. I was devoted to my Furby, but eventually it ran out of batteries when it was reduced to a paperweight. One night I accidentally pushed it off my desk and it went boo, and its eyes rolled down into its face so that the wires were visible.
Oh.
Whoa. There were no batteries inside. It just made up some BS. I just made up some BS to myself about leftover charge and put the thing away.
There must be a capacitor or something in there.
There must be something, don't they? I was thinking a little bit, you know when people do those, Uri Geller does this, doesn't he, with watches? Get your watch out that you haven't used for a hell of a long time.
Work. Yeah.
And somehow just a little bit of the movement just gives a little bit of life for a little bit, and everyone goes, oh my God, he's fixed my watch. I was reminding me of that. I don't know if that's the same principle. Now, some owners have reported demonic activity from their Furbies, like this one. This one is from an adult who was also a member of the military, so a pretty toughened guy, right? He says, a friend bought me one as a joke while we were stationed in Germany. The one she got me was red and black and evil looking. Well, fast forward a couple of weeks after losing interest in the thing. I'm sleeping and I suddenly hear this demonic gravelly voice coming from my bookshelf. Not the sound of batteries running out, but a seriously demonic voice. I jumped up, turned on the light and searched for the sound. I hear it coming from the top shelf, and when I look, nothing is there. Suddenly, I hear the voice behind me, and a little B-word is sitting on top of my wall locker, just repeating this ka 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 e sound. Then it suddenly says, hello son, I missed you.
Oh.
I immediately took it out to the burn pit, so I guess they have a burn pit on the military base, and cleansed it with fire, he said. It screamed as it burned. I can still hear those screams 10 years later.
I mean, like the Terminator, that's just the noise of...
Yeah.
Like the mechanics melting. But
hello, son, I missed you.
That's... He doesn't go on to say whether he had a deceased relative or something.
No, there's no kind of backstory to it.
Oh, I don't think... Yeah, I couldn't sleep if that was in my house, saying things like that. Oh, that's creepy.
There's another one. I found another paranormal Furby story. Says, when I was about, let's say, 7 or 8, I had 2 Furbies, a mum Furby and a baby Furby. One day, my older brothers were mucking around with the baby Furby, throwing it up in the air and over again, until one of them eventually drops it. It ended up making some weird noises, closing its eyes and never turned back on. The mum Furby apparently hears this, makes the exact same noises, and then proceeds to die off as well.
Oh.
My mum Furby died of apparent sadness over the death of her child. I changed the batteries in both numerous times, but they never came back to life. Anyhow, they say, Furbies have been a slightly traumatic experience for me.
That can't be a feature.
Can't be, can it?
No.
Well, especially if you change the batteries and reset it or do whatever you do.
No, they can't decide to turn themselves off forever. They wouldn't have built that in.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me, looking for logical explanation, I mean, it doesn't sound paranormal, but it does sound like maybe, there's some electrical interference or something in the house that's burnt out a circuit.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That's the sort of thing that would happen. But no, it doesn't. That doesn't sound like a demon.
No. There are hundreds of stories like these out there, whether they're exaggerated imagination or a scared child, making more of it than there is actually there. Or was there something weirder going on? Who knows? But there are more to the Furby legend than spooky tales or weird or scary behaviour. There is also a wealth of conspiracy theories connected with the toy. Should we delve into some of those?
Yeah.
Conspiracy number 1. Furbies were actually spies.
I thought you were going to say that.
As
Right.
this story from CBS News in 1999 illustrates, under the headline, Talking Toy or Spy. It says, in terms of sheer numbers, Furbies present a significant force. More than 2 million of the fuzzy owl-like creatures have infiltrated American homes, with incessant chattering that delights children and aggravates adults. But you won't find a single Furby here at the National Security Agency, reports CBS News correspondent Bob Orr. The US satellite intelligence operation has banned Furby, in essence accusing the toy of being a Chinese-manufactured spy, a secret stealing bugging device capable of eavesdropping on sensitive conversations. The NSA, in this unclassified policy, reminded employees personal audio equipment is forbidden. And they quote, this includes toys such as Furbies with built-in recorders that repeat the audio, its policy reads. But CBS say there is a problem with this policy. Furby has absolutely no ability to do any recording whatsoever, says Roger Schiffman, who owns Tiger Electronics, the company that makes Furby. He would say that, wouldn't he?
No, but it can remember words.
Yeah, exactly. Schiffman says he would have gladly told the NSA that Furby has no built-in recorder if anyone from the spy agency had asked. We know that Furby has artificial intelligence. We're just not sure what kind of intelligence the NSA is working with now, Schiffman says, somewhat sarcastically.
He dug before saying, feed me. But wait, it doesn't have a recorder. But like I say, if you start saying to it,
It will repeat phrases.
do you want chocolate? It'll start saying chocolate.
Yeah.
So if you start saying, I don't know, bomb Russia, it'll start saying, oh, bomb Russia.
Yeah, or give them the secret code.
Yeah. Don't tell Furby the code. Furby got code.
Although if you work for the spy agency, I'm not sure you go, I know what I'll do, I'll bring my Furby in today. It doesn't seem likely.
It could be
but-
your emotional support Furby.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the article goes on. It's not to say that Furbies don't present some threat. The FAA has banned their use during takeoffs and landings. Out of worries.
Oh, come on.
Out of worries that Furbies, like CD players and laptops, may interfere with the plane's instruments. That seems like a stretch, according to aviation safety consultant Mike Boyd. He said, I can see the announcement being made. Turn off your laptops, put away your Game Boys, and don't play with your Furby.
Furby go fly.
Yeah.
No, okay.
With Furby mania raging, there is no shortage of fans who believe the interactive electronic pets are nearly omnipotent. I've been told that we're developing a Furby that can drive a car in the year 2000, Schiffman says. We've also been told that the current Furby has the technology to launch the space shuttle. We have one woman who's absolutely insistent that her Furby sings Italian operas.
Wait, a Furby is going to drive your car?
They're rumours that the guy who runs the company had been told or sent emails or whatever it was, letters saying that, we know that a Furby could fly the space shuttle.
Okay, I feel like people were getting way too involved with it.
Yeah, almost a hysteria, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there you have it, Ben. In 1999, even government agencies were worried that this small furry creature was a threat to national security or could even bring down a plane. Furby conspiracy number 2. Furbies were trying to control children's speech patterns and influence our children's behaviour.
Mm-hmm.
So rumours circulated in the late 90s that Furbies would teach children how to speak their language, Furbish, so that they could engage in secret conversations and bend them to their will.
What will would a Furby have?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I must say, I did quite a lot of digging for any evidence or any reports of this. I couldn't find any, so it's obviously a little conspiracy theory that's been doing the rounds, but there's nothing behind it. There's no evidence of it.
Feed me. Who taught you to say that?
Yeah. Conspiracy number 3. This one is my absolute favourite. Furbies have a hive mind.
I've never thought of that.
Like a small furry version of the Borg in Star Trek, Furbies have been rumoured to communicate with a collective consciousness. This conspiracy took hold like some of the stories we featured earlier. Furbies stored in basements or attics suddenly began singing or chanting in unison in the middle of the night, suggesting some kind of secret collective intelligence at work. Other stories talk of one Furby without batteries or turned off, suddenly waking up and then triggering all the others to also jump back into life, even going as far as suggesting that the hive mind gets going, the Furbies stop communicating with their owners and will only interact with each other. There is
It's a good idea.
There's a demonic one as well.
Oh, okay.
So the more extreme version of this conspiracy does make a demonic connection, with Furbies displaying demonic glowing eyes, growling and chanting, spreading supernatural influences throughout the Furby collective.
Oh, that's more like it.
I like that one.
Supernatural influences.
And maybe connected to the story that I talked about just before, this 1999 Pentagon ban. There are rumours of Furbies acting as a collective spy network. So millions of furry spies sending information back to their masters. So communicating with each other. I guess if you follow the theory that it's a Russian spy, a Russian or a Chinese spy network makes more sense because it's made in China. You know, they're almost communicating as a hive mind, putting the information straight back to China.
Yeah, okay. They've got no Wi-Fi though, have they?
No. Well, not at that time.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
They've got Bluetooth now.
Yeah, it's a hell of a strong Bluetooth to get back to Shanghai.
Yeah. I love that idea of a hive mind.
Yeah,
That's my
do.
favourite conspiracy. This is brilliant. Well, conspiracy number 4 also relates to spying. This time, the government was using biosurveillance on the population through the toys' batteries.
What does that mean?
Well, the theory was that data was being sent back to the government agency about the toy's battery life, even taken as far as Furbies monitoring children's sleep patterns and conversations. So they were biometrically monitoring their owners and sending it back to the government. I mean, from a practical perspective, this is nonsense. and it does raise the question, even if it was possible, I'm not sure how that information would at all be useful to the government. But
no,
I was sitting there going, why would they want to know how long, even you as having one were asleep for, or, what your interactions were with it? How does that help them in any way, shape or form?
I can't see that it does.
No. Well, many of these conspiracies likely came from one or multiple examples of creepypasta online. And as the technology has developed, maybe some of it has come true. As I was saying, modern versions of the toys have been created, and there's a Furby ecosystem now that blends the physical toy with a digital layer, enriching play through a companion app and online presence. Each Furby toy includes sensors, these are the modern ones, speakers, and a microcontroller that reacts to touch, movement, and voice. That's how it produces its characteristic phrases, sounds, and ear and eye animations. The official Furby app and associated online services typically connects to Furby's device via a Bluetooth or linked account, allowing users to customize personalities, track growth, or maturation of their Furbies, which is a thing. And access activities like games, voice interaction, and virtual care. The app often serves as a hub for firmware updates, new behaviours, and seasonal content, while providing parental controls and account management. So this online component, it does extend the experience beyond the toy itself. Users can log in to a Furby cloud service to back up settings, share updates, and access community features or digital libraries of sounds and accessories. So in practice, this Furby online presence enables social features and cross-device synchronization. So, I mean, maybe the conspiracists were right. Sensors, sharing data, connecting across multiple devices via Bluetooth and online. They could be spies, Ben. They could have a hive mind.
They could. I mean, I'm waiting for one of them to go, time to die. And then little Johnny goes, I'm saving that. And then they're all doing it. But we've already got devices that can do it way better. Alexa and though, smartwatches, our phones, way better devices to collect data with than a Furby.
Yeah. Although it's funny you say that time to die one. I did hear a story that was relayed to me by a friend of a friend of them, somebody's guardian buying a Furby for their child at a car boot sale. And the kid had played with it for about a day, and it apparently said to the kid, kill yourself.
No.
But I think it was one of the more modern ones, because you could program it or, influence.
Yeah.
So that's the theory, that as a wheeze, somebody had made this Furby learn this phrase, and then obviously when it's given to an 8-year-old kid, it's pretty scary, really. But yeah.
See, I tried to get mine to do, unsavory things like ask for vodka or swear.
Right.
But it never would.
Well, I think that was the earlier versions, so they weren't as advanced as they are today. So, Ben, I was curious why so many conspiracies have taken hold in relation to this toy. And I wondered if a contributing factor could be the result of the toy itself, or I guess more accurately, glitches and bugs as reported to or by the manufacturers. Mm-hmm. Which took me to the official Furby wiki page and a sub-page titled Furby Glitches and Errors.
Okay.
That's not our Furby in the background making noises. That's actually our furry dogs instead, but just so you know. So here are some of the known glitches from the 1998 first generation of Furbies. 1998 Furbies and Furby babies are not capable of detecting low voltage and will begin glitching in that case. Symptoms include garbled audio or getting stuck and humming.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, so this is if they got a low battery?
Yeah. Speaking issues over time, resulting in distorted voices. This can occur if the toy was dropped or dirt got into the circuit board. Mm-hmm. And for Furby babies in 1999, sometimes the voice can become deep for no reason. Now, given some of the stories we featured often involved the toy being dropped or stored in dusty attics, cellars or wardrobes, I was thinking it's not surprising that changes to voice or spontaneous weird speech could occur, and that would freak you out, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. But it probably is a kind of bug of sorts. And there was another known defect in 1998 relating to what is known as the nighttime wake-up call. So an early design flaw meant Furbies lacked a proper deep sleep mode. This resulted in the tiny demon waking up suddenly in the night to serenade a dark room with "Me love you" and do.
Oh, I remember the do. Yes.
So that was a design flaw that was corrected in later models. There's one called the permanent sick voice. Some Furbies, particularly those with a factory code of RL, would get stuck with a permanent croaky or low-pitched voice.
Oh, no.
This condition was irreversible.
Oh.
There's the me joke giggles bug. While you were trying to ignore the creature in the dark, it might go from snoring to giggling and then declaring, "Me joke." This is followed by more snoring and more giggling.
Right, so it's like I'm pretending to be asleep.
Yeah. The next bug is particularly chilling. A mouth for eyes bug, this one's called. Oh, this is scary. A wiring or sync screw issue could cause a Furby to use its mouth as its eyes and its eyes as its mouth.
That is like some awful 17th century demon.
Yeah.
Well, how does that work? It's just the motor tries to move the mouth instead of the eyes when...
Yeah, or probably more scary the other way round. While it's talking, its mouth is not moving, but its eyes are moving. I think that would be worse, right?
Yeah, that is a little bit weird.
Then we have the garbled, glitching death rattle bug. As battery runs low, the Furby's voice and movement glitch and slow down as if being possessed by a dying ghost.
Yeah, I never experienced that because I just whipped the batteries out, but...
So these are known bugs that existed in the original toy. I mean, it maybe gives us a hint to how the Furby gained such a spooky reputation, right? These are not... So these are definitely not creepypasta, and it does make you think. I think a lot of people have been sceptical about the Reddit posts, and I'm sure some of them are creepypasta, but I think a lot of them are probably coming from some of these bugs because so many of the stories did involve I dropped it or someone dropped it and then it started doing weird things, or it was just in a basement or an attic or a cupboard and it started behaving weirdly. Dust on the circuit. All these things could actually make sense. So then it gains traction, right?
Yeah. But people talk about them and they're kids, so playground stories.
Yeah, but it's not just Furby we have to fear anymore, Ben. It's another cute furry toy.
Oh, that Japanese...
The Labubu.
Boo-boo.
Highlighted by social media journalist Jen Maravagius, who writes... Social media, a collection of some of the most terrifying things I've ever seen, shows me the weirdest stuff when I can't sleep in the pre-dawn hours. I have to say this is really well written. I'm doing it verbatim because I thought it was really well written. Usually I just chuckle and scroll past the random conspiracy theories and unsourced news stories at 3 a.m. But this morning I was served the link to a Snoops article about these creepy Labubu dolls, at least 3 times in a row. It was as if some force was guiding me to learn more about them, as if I was being called to embrace them in some way that was beyond my control. I'm not the only one who feels that way about these ugly, cute dolls that are part of Pop Mart's group of IPs known as the Monsters. They've grown exponentially in global popularity over the last year and now have a significant foothold in the US market. They are collectible accessories that might bring to the mind Monichichi. I don't remember Monichichi, do you?
I don't remember Monichichi.
Or the Cabbage Patch Kids, remember them. Both of these dolls escaped being tied to the devil at the height of their popularity. But we didn't need Satan to possess dolls in the 1980s. He was busy doing that with rock bands and targeting little kids at daycare.
Yeah, we've been there, yeah.
People of all ages are going crazy for these things across the world. And this level of obsession can only mean one thing. Demons are at work.
Demons.
Specifically, a demon that we've mentioned on the podcast before, Pazuzu.
Pazuzu, yes. Funny enough, I was writing about that yesterday.
Oh, there you go. There's synchronicity.
Yes, because of its appearance through the Ouija boards.
Okay. Well, Pazuzu, as we've discussed before, is the one who possessed poor young Regan McNeil in William Peter Blatty's 1971 novel, The Exorcist.
Yes.
And he was later played by Linda Blair in the 1973 film that is considered the first movie about demonic possession. I'm not sure that's completely accurate, but I'll go with the writer on this.
Yeah.
I don't know where the idea originated, they say, or when it gained any traction. The Snoops article links to the YouTuber Karim Jovian's Facebook post and a matching Instagram post that references an old Simpsons episode, immediately giving the idea of some legitimacy, because we all know the Simpsons can tell the future. The article also links to this TikTok creator who sounds very sure of herself, therefore credible. That's how it works, right? In a follow-up post, she includes a not at all staged, I think that's sarcastic, for clicks video of a family burning their possessed Labubu because a kid claimed it changed eye colour and its smile got bigger. If you're going to recast the role of Pazuzu right now, the part would definitely go to these Labubu dolls. They're creepy AF, but when I was a kid, I convinced my parents that my teddy bears and dolls could talk and that Nancy Drew had asked me to help solve mysteries. I'm not sure this kid has a lot of credibility or acting skills in the video. There is no clear evidence that Labubus are avatars of Pazuzu. If anyone who has these weird little things attached to their bags or has piles of them in their bedrooms start projectile vomiting pea soup or post videos of their heads spinning around on their necks, I'll be sure to update this article. Until then, best to avoid Ouija boards and long concrete staircases leading to nowhere, just in case. I thought that was a great article.
And I think that sort of sums it up. But the way she describes it, if you haven't seen a Labubu doll, it has this built-in sort of manic smile,
Right.
doesn't it? Have you know what I mean?
those-
With kind of sharp teeth.
Yeah, yeah.
It reminds me of something. It's got like there's a sort of a Ren and Stimpy kind of
Yeah.
thing to it. I mean, it's not necessarily unpleasant to look at, but it's not the cuddliest of things.
Yeah. Well, this modern Labubu panic connected to the demon Pazuzu, it's likely an April Fool or hyped up with creepypasta, but, and fake videos for clicks. But
Well,
Yeah.
I think the company that owned them put out a warning that they were being possessed.
okay.
And people didn't realise that warning was dated April the 1st.
Right, okay.
Because they were asking people to come and bring their dolls back to the store for a refund if they felt they were possessed.
Right.
And I believe anybody that did bring the doll back, although they'd sort of made the promise they would do it, but then they would be encouraged to buy more Labubu dolls. It was a perfect marketing plan.
Yeah, although a bit of a risky one, right, for a kid's toy.
Yeah, I think a lot of those toys go to like teenagers, alternative teenagers.
Right, and adults as well.
And people who would go to Comic-Con and they love that stuff.
Yeah, that's
I mean, if I felt like I had a doll that could potentially be possessed and then I took it back to the store and they went, I think yours is all right, but do you want this other one? I'd probably go, yeah, go on then.
Well, a bit like we talked about haunted doll a while ago, we talked about haunted dolls being available on eBay. I think there is now a market for haunted Labubu dolls. And there's probably one for Furbies as well.
It's just the name Labubu is really weird because you can use it in a sentence like, have you seen my Labubu doll?
Yeah.
But you can also use it in the sentence of, where did he touch you on my Labubu?
Well, but it also rhymes with voodoo as well, so there's a bit of that.
I hadn't thought about that, yes.
Yeah.
And Pazuzu in a Labubu.
Pazuzu in a Labubu with using a bit of voodoo.
We're using a bit of voodoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of course, the reason I was writing about Pazuzu was because of the Ouija board scare about Zozo.
Yes.
And I'll be using that on Halloween night. That's why I was writing about it. But I would imagine now there are loads and loads of probably largely emo kids plus me who, if you had got a Zozo, a pedo, what do you call it?
Which one?
The doll.
The Labubu.
A Labubu, thank you. I'm getting so tongue-tied.
Yeah.
One of those. I would probably be putting a camera on it and seeing if I could see it move.
That Labubu possessed your speech then.
Yeah. With any of the reports you were reading about the Furbies, did you get any sense that anybody had seriously got involved? Like, apart from the spy agency banning them,
Yeah.
did you see any religious leaders, for example, going, no, these are channeling Satan into your home or anything like that?
I didn't come across it. I'm not saying it's not out there, because you could probably find something like that. I didn't come across it. I mean, the big ones were, certainly on the conspiracies, was this idea that they were some kind of spy network was probably the biggest one, because it gained official traction from a government department, putting it in a document. Don't bring the Furbies, they can spy on us, So I think that's where that got traction. Some of the hive mind stuff, there are some more official things, but there are no religious overtones that I came across.
Okay.
But I don't know, there might be out there.
Oh, it's so weird to think about that. So 1998, we're in a world where there isn't any Wi-Fi. Bluetooth is a phenomenally new thing, really, and it doesn't work particularly well.
Yeah.
Those early Bluetooth devices were terrible.
Yeah.
And these things did feel like the most advanced toys you were ever going to get, because as you say, they were voice activated, they were motion activated.
Yeah.
And the idea that, because we'd just come out of the Tamagotchi period.
Yeah.
So these were sort of real life Tamagotchis. And if you kind of squinted enough, they were cuddly enough to sort of put in your bedroom and kind of go, oh, that's cute, and potentially a cat replacement.
But I think that's a really good point, because at this time, for our younger listeners, I know this with my kids, the idea that we didn't have mobile phones, we didn't have computers, we didn't have internet. That concept for them doesn't make much sense. But to us, these were revolutionary at the time. In a way, they were probably... Kids had more technology in their bedroom than a lot of parents had in their whole house.
Yeah. Well, at the time, the girlfriend and I at the time, we didn't have mobile phones because we couldn't afford the contracts. Right. And I didn't get one till probably a year later, but we had pagers.
Yeah.
Which were incredibly annoying. If you're too young to remember a pager, you basically had to go to a phone box and page a message that would come up on a little LED screen, like say, phone me, and here's the number of the phone box. It was incredibly Heath Robinson. But this idea of these objects being like potentially possessed, we've talked about in the past, like possessed cars, dolls is a common trope, but there's also this peculiar kind of notion that things that are sort of almost bipedal attract more otherworldly energy. But I think that is probably just because we see them as being more close to us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a certain degree of uncanny valley about this as well, isn't it? Because they're human-like, but they're not. They're completely, the facial expressions. That's why that idea of the eyes talking instead of the mouth would just be like, oh my God, that's so uncanny valley.
Yeah, very uncanny valley. Yeah.
But before we go, I wanted to return to Furbies. Because I didn't want to end this episode by creating the feeling that this was a horrible toy, especially the early version, which I think a lot of people remember fondly.
Yeah,
right?
I remember mine fondly.
Well, I came across this story. It was from Wired magazine from 1999, so at the height of the first wave of the Furby mania, let's call it. Says, a Virginian woman claims a Furby helped teach her autistic son to speak, as she's now asking Furby hackers to figure out how to increase the toy's vocabulary using a Palm handheld. That shows how far it goes back. Lisa Cantara of Blacksburg, Virginia, said a Furby taught her 4-year-old son, CJ, how to refer to himself in speech and increased his vocabulary by at least half a dozen words. It increased his vocabulary and helped his speech, Cantara said. He started saying, I'm hungry, instead of just hungry. The Furby taught him that. Cantara said that although CJ's autism is relatively mild, his language development has been very slow. But he showed a marked improvement after he was given a Furby by a family friend. I only wish I could get Furby to say more words, Cantara wrote under her online pseudonym Gabrielle. It's been a great learning tool for my son, as odd as it might seem. I thought that's really sweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a nice positive way to end. And I've come across a few articles about, a lot of children with speech difficulties using these kind of toys and them really helping them because they're interacting with them so much and they're repeating stuff back. So,
and I imagine it's really helped him. He's probably in his 30s now and a leader in the Satanic Church.
Maybe it didn't work out that well in the end. And I didn't follow up on what he's doing now, but his name's Gabrielle, so he's got to be saintly. But it's easy, isn't it, to kind of focus on this negative stuff. But I think, this toy did bring a lot of people joy. And it was such a phenomenon which probably added to all tons of stories. My theory is it was those bugs, known bugs that people have interpreted and maybe exaggerated as a child into something more than it is. I did try and dig around to see whether this idea that if you took the batteries out, there would still be some charge in the thing. I couldn't really get a definitive answer one way or the other whether that was the case. It doesn't seem.
Well, you need to look at the circuit
logical.
diagram, wouldn't you, and see where
Yeah.
the capacitors are and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But the idea that back in 1998 we could look back at 1998 from 2025, knowing that Tesla are building those robots,
Yeah.
and if I had a Furby now, one of the things I could get it to do is get the robot to train the Furby.
Yeah.
Insanity,
Yeah.
absolute insanity.
Hive mind. It's coming.
Hive mind, yeah. But what's the big toy this Christmas? I don't know what it is because I haven't got kids. What are they after?
I don't know. Mine are getting a little bit older, so they're not really into those. I don't think they were ever into those kind of crazes anyway. When they were young, my daughter, when she was younger, we had a bit of a My Little Pony phase. And I remember her lining up hundreds of My Little Ponies.
My Little Ponies, my sister used to love those.
Yeah.
They were nice. They were good.
Yeah.
Especially the ones with wings.
Well, they all had slightly different personalities and that kind of working in tandem with the cartoon as well. It was,
Applejack.
Applejack.
That's the one I remember.
Yeah, Applejack. Yeah. So, if you are over Halloween, do check out Gremlins. I wonder if the limited edition one that was from Gremlins, I wonder if you fed it after midnight, it did something weird. It must have done. You must have
That's
put
the way
that
you
in.
do it, isn't
You'd
it?
have to, wouldn't you? There was a Yoda one as well, apparently, or a Star Wars one.
That would be cute in a way, although training Yoda is supposed to be the other way round.
Yeah, I only know that because when I found some of the known bugs, because I had to go through quite a lot of them, which were pretty dull and boring, but there was something about the fighting with his lightsaber that there was a known bug that it didn't work in certain conditions, which I thought was funny. But yes, Furbies, I hope you enjoyed that. We thought something a bit more fun for the Halloween week, but definitely watch Gremlins. What a great movie.
Yes. Well, coming up next time, we will be having ghost stories from Ruth Roper Wilde, and we're doing some experiments with the audience. So, we might contact the other side, or we might not. we'll have to see how it turns out.
Oh, no. We did have a medium booked, but we think they might have cancelled, so we didn't see that coming, did we?
Really didn't see that coming, but it's all right. We've got something else instead. It'll be
Replace the
equally
whole
as
thing.
good.
Yeah. Well, it's just left for us to say we will see you next week. Should be that Halloween episode. And remember, we'll have more discussion on Ben and Peter's Extra Scoop on our Patreon exclusive. So either go to patreon.com/TQM pod to become a patron and hear our Extra Scoop episode. Or if you're on Spotify, it will be there under the word paid. Just click on that and it will take you to Patreon and you can work out what to do there.
Patreon.com/TQM pod. Yes, please do that. And if you're out trick-or-treating, the most important thing, remember, not the 5th of November, but kids, fireproof costumes, very, very important.
Yeah. All right. See you
A
next
rare
time.
safety announcement from us. See you next time. Take care.
Bye.
Are you the quantum mechanics?